You're listening to the relaxing, soothing, and stress-free sounds of Sacramento Smooth Jazz.
Welcome back to Sacramento Smooth Jazz. Today, we're thrilled to introduce saxophonist and vocalist Patrick Lamb. With a career touring alongside Grammy winners and topping charts, Patrick's innovative music has earned him a place in the Oregon Music Hall of Fame, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes. His music transcends genres, blending pop, contemporary jazz, soul, and blues with a unique artistry. Patrick's online music sessions have engaged over 200,000 viewers. Now, that's proving musical appeal, right? Patrick also supports pediatric charities, making a positive impact in his community. So I want you to stay tuned for this exclusive interview as we explore Patrick Lamb's journey and talent. Patrick, welcome to Sacramento Smooth Jazz, man. How are you today? What's going on?
Oh, I'm blessed, man. Michael, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to just be part of your program and talk to all the peoples and share a little bit about what's happening and just be involved with Sacramento area and everything you're doing there. It's been great kind of catching up with you prior to our phone call and all the great things you're doing. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm thrilled to have you. I know you're really busy. I know you're on the move right now. Being in the Oregon Music Hall of Fame, congratulations on that success. I mean, it just shows how you're doing great things, but you're now in Florida.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in Oregon. It was time for a change. I moved to Palm Beach after many years in the Northwest. It was just time to do something different. I wanted some sun, which is kind of ironic right now because driving in a rainstorm, that's how Florida is. 1 minute it's beautiful, sunny, and then you get a thunderstorm. But I love it, and really just been focusing on my solo career, doing my original music, and it's been going fantastic. I've been playing all over the United States. 4 of our last 8 concerts were sold out. I've got tours with Gino Vannelli nonstop, and then I have my Charlie Brown Christmas tour, my own Christmas tour. Then I have New Year's Eve event that I put on. So, and then I'm talking to you. So life is good. I feel very blessed to just be part of your loop of fun.
That's amazing. So I won't keep you too long, but I know, it's amazing how you're in Florida right now and it's sunny one moment. Now here it's storming. So I know you're in the storm right now going through it. So we're thankful that you are able to carve out some time for us. So because you're able to weave all the different genres of music together. When was that aha moment that, this was part of a calling, an artistic calling? When did this happen?
I was like so many people, they get introduced to music through these beginning band programs that they're cutting. That's, nobody comes and knocks on your door, Michael, when you're like 11 and says, "Hey, Michael, would you like to play the flute?" Right. You know what I'm saying? It has to be part of the structure of our educational program. So, I'm one of those cats who got to start through the beginning band programs. And the irony is, or the blessing is, the same beginning band teacher that gave me a start gave Chris Bodie a start, Mr. Robert Ernst. And that's really how you get introduced to an instrument. It has to be something that, your family. I'm all about the family. And you hear about that as a kid. You're like, well, it's all about the family and the mom and the dad. And later on, you really realize that's what it's all about. Having people that care about you, put you in a program where you can be introduced to things that may or may not be your calling, but you don't know until you get the opportunity to try it. So really, when I was 14, we had moved to Portland. I had moved 12 times by the time I was 14. And no, my parents are not in the military. I know that's a question we get, but I don't know I have to ask them why they moved so much. They moved around to different jobs. I lived in Mississippi. I was born in Jackson, Mississippi. I lived in Cleveland, Boyle, Raymond, Mendenhall, Mississippi. I went to 1st and 2nd grade in Boyle, Mississippi. Then we moved to, Jacksonville, Florida, Austin, Texas, Shenandoah, Georgia, Newnan, Georgia, Madras, Georgia, St. Thomas Island, Georgia. And then we moved to Portland. So I was always, I think, just looking at the psychological picture, I was always the kid who didn't have like any friends, because I was always the new guy in school. Yeah. I'm really envious of these people who are like, yeah, I've had friends since I was in 2nd grade. I don't have any of those. I've moved every year. I don't think I knew what a friend was until I got into high school. But when I moved to Portland, they enrolled me in Cedar Park Middle School.
Right.
They had a beginning band program there, and that's where I met Robert Ernst, and he introduced me to the saxophone. And really, to be honest, it was just probably the only thing that I found that I knew how to do. And once I found the saxophone, I was like, yep, that's it.
You could perhaps look at your early traveling as a precursor to you touring, getting you ready.
Oh, man, I've never thought of it that. That's perfect. Well, it's in alignment with that.
Oh.
So like a sense of independence, which I definitely have. I've always done my own thing. This is a longer conversation, but I've started companies. I've just started a ticket company I did 50 million gross with. I have a sound company. I produced concerts the last 14 years that are very successful. And people have always said, well, what are you doing? Why would you do that? What do you think you can do that? And I'm like, yeah, I do. I think I can do it.
I love it. I love it when people start asking questions, because for me, it's a confirmation that I'm on the right track. When people start thinking your ideas are like, what are you doing? What's that? Well, is that going to work?
Yeah, it's interesting. That's a double-edged sword, because you can't buy too much into it, because I remember, you have to have faith in yourself, because not everybody's going to understand your journey, and they're not meant to, because that's given to you by God. It's a message for you, it's not for everybody. So it's up to you to listen to that, that's deep in your heart, and then get to work,
Exactly.
So yeah.
Absolutely. Now talk to us about these online music sessions that you've done. We're talking about a couple 100,000 people that has participated in that. Talk to us about that. What are some of the unique moments that you've encountered on that? Any fan reaction that you kind of stands out going on there?
Oh, sure. Well, it all started in COVID, when we're all stuck in our basement with not a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
You tend to be as loyal as your options, and we didn't really have any. So in order to share music, you had to get used to staring into a computer, and I can't tell you how weird that is the first few times. When you're used to performing, it comes down to looking into the camera in your house. It's very strange. I can't speak for everybody. It was for me. It took some getting used to. Through that, it's very honest. There's no hiding. It's just you and the people responding or not responding, or liking or not liking, what you're doing. And so I got to remix and learn a lot technologically and connect. There's a certain group of people out there that can connect, uniquely with that format, which is kind of interesting. Maybe that doesn't even cross over with the live shows, possibly. I'm not sure. I think it's a very unique group. So, there's a blessing on every side of every coin, I think. I think that definitely had one with it.
Well, over 200,000 people participating in your online sessions really just speaks volumes to what you bring to the table and how people are attracted to your music, your talent, your gift, and your calling. You have great music. You have new music that came out this year, but you also have a new track that was just released this week. We want to talk a little bit about that. And in fact, you want to talk about your latest track? What was the culmination of that and bring that out?
Man, I would love to. I hope you guys can't hear it too much. There's a rainstorm going on. I think if you hear a little bit of background noise, that's a thunderstorm. I'm driving through here on 95 on the way up to get my hair cut. But the new song is a release that I reworked that I absolutely love. It's got some of the funkiest people on the planet Earth. Little John Roberts on drums, Tony Maiden from Rufus, Shaka Khan on guitar, and then Alex Al from Michael Jackson on bass, Jeff Lorber, Grammy-winning Jeff Lorber on keys.
Yeah.
Back when we recorded this, I said I wanted to get everybody in the room old school and just record this. We wrote the songs the month before, and then actually 2 weeks before, then we recorded them the following week with everybody. And so it's a real live session. I play, believe it or not, this is the first song I play a little overdub auxiliary keyboards on.
Hey,
I've been kind of working on my keyboard skills. So, but it's funkified. I'll tell you what, it's hard to find a track that conveys over radio what you do live.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes
Sometimes those two are not in alignment. Sometimes a song will sound great on the radio, but it doesn't really transfer to your live show. So I think the Venn diagram lines up with both of these, and you really have just a great live. You have to dig into it and turn it up, because it's also mixed by Sardi. In New York, he mixed the last Taboo track by Damien Escobar, number one, and then got a Grammy-winning master. I'm excited for you to hear it. It's called Tailgate, just in time for the football parties coming up.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we are speaking with saxophonist and vocalist Patrick Lamb, and we got a few minutes with him today. He is traveling through the rain right now in Florida, and so we want to just get him real quick here and talk a little bit about his music, obviously, and his travels. And now, with respect to pre-show or pre-recording, I've talked to a number of artists, and a number of them have their pre-recording rituals. What's your secret sauce, if you will, when it comes to creating that groove before you actually record? You got anything that you do beforehand? You know, what, any special meals? I don't know. I'm just throwing out something here because people like to know about that sometimes.
No, I just try to stay overall healthy and keep your peace. This sounds real maybe esoteric, subjective, but I'm in the gym, want to be happy and in a good state of mind. And then I've learned to pay attention when you get a great idea. I keep my recorder on the phone, so I'm somewhat religious about that. I probably 150 on there right now, just little ditties, melody ideas. I'll beatbox to my phone, then I'll transfer that into the Pro Tools, and then play a melody over it. And now I've been working on my keyboard skills, so I can play. That's something I've kind of added to the arsenal a little bit. Working on that more actually this year. And then keeping the flow going and then honoring what you can do versus what other people can bring to the table. If I have to say there's only one Stevie Wonder, the rest of us have to collaborate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You listen to Stevie Wonder's record, he plays drums, he's singing, he's playing keyboard. Not everybody can do that. So you have to find the right people who's got a positive vibe, who really want you to succeed. That's the thing. There's a lot of people in the industry who'll just take your money. They'll be like, oh, you got some money? Oh, come over here, I'll take it. And they'll give you like 72% of what they'll give to their record. It's very interesting. You'd have to be in it a while to kind of learn what that's all about. But just have fun, and enjoy. You want to, at least for me, I want to create some music that transfers that to people. And I feel like that's part of my calling, my role, this universe. While I'm here, if you get that gift, that's what you're supposed to do to help.
Absolutely. Now, I know you're driving, and what I want to do is that you mentioned earlier at the beginning that you have some upcoming events. You want to recap on that as to where you're going to be, what cities in the coming months here, or do you have that on your website at all or any social media?
Yeah, Patrick Lamb Tour. I'd actually encourage everybody to go to bandsintown.com. Find me, just search for Patrick Lamb and click follow, because that'll give you notifications, and that's really up to date. So, this year I've got probably 150 different events. We just played sold-out concerts in Detroit, Chicago with Gino Vannelli. I've been working with him for 14 years.
Okay.
Everything's been selling out. It's crazy. I can't explain it. We did a run of shows pre-COVID that weren't nearly as successful, and all of a sudden, that's the industry, It's like people are just going bananas, So I have my Patrick Lamb, Charlie Brown Christmas tour. It's my own tour. Doing the music of Vince Guaraldi. We bring in the families. I've got a children's choir. You can check that out at Patrick Lamb, CharlieBrownChristmas.com. Then I have my own New Year's Eve party. You can see that on my website. And people go nuts. People dance, just nonstop dance music. It's not jazz necessarily. So, be forewarned. It's all about the funk and having a great time. And so.
What was that website again for those who missed it, where they can follow you whenever you're in town? You said bands and
bandsintown.com, but of course Patrick, if you can't remember that, patricklamb.com, but bandsintown, bandsintown.com, and then just search for Patrick Lamb, and then that'll send you a notification every time. I'm trying to get people more involved with that because it's more interactive. I mean, of course you can find it on patricklamb.com, but if you click the follow button on Bands in Town, it will let you know when I'm in your neighborhood.
Nice. Now, what about social media? You on Facebook, Instagram? What can we follow you?
Oh yeah, so Patrick Lamb Music. We got about 100,000 followers there. Instagram has Instagram is just Patrick Lamb Music, I think, or Patrick Lamb. Yeah. And Twitter, of course, or what do they call it? X now? I don't know what they call it.
Yeah, X. It's X now.
The cross. I don't know.
So let's do this. Since you have a new release out, it just came out a few days ago, why don't you introduce our listeners to that? Give an intro and let's play it.
Man, this is one of the most funkiest bunches of players on the planet Earth. And I'm not lying when I tell you that. It's Alex Hall on the bass from Michael Jackson, Little John Roberts on the drums, Tony Maiden from Rufus Chaka Khan, Grammy-winning Jeff Lorber. I'm playing some auxiliary keys on it, mixed by Sardi, who mixed Damien Escobar's last #1 hit. Play that funky music, Patrick Lamb.
You hear it right here, folks, right here on Sacramento Smooth Jazz. Patrick, it has been a pleasure having you today, man. Thank you for hanging out with us.
What a joy. Much love to all of you. I can't wait till the next time.
Thanks for listening to Sacramento Smooth Jazz. To continue listening to Smooth Jazz 24/7, follow Sax Smooth Jazz on social media and listen by going to saxsmoothjazz.fm.